Welcome to Conspiracy Theories Football. We're your hosts. You got Mater, Antonio Roberts.
Yes, sir.
And Paul Bunyan McDaniel here.
Yes, sir.
Doing our normal thing. And once again, we got Eric Coleman, Mr. eBay, also not here again. You know, he hasn't learned yet, not showing up. Doesn't work out good for you, you know? I mean, it's one of those deals. We can say a lot of stuff about him. He ain't got no way of saying anything back.
Can't defend himself.
He's all upset. He lost this week.
Okay.
He's mad about it. Now, we're sportsmen here. We'll tell you, we didn't win. He actually beat our score. But one person beat him, and he will not accept the fact that he lost. Now, this is a going thing, but also, you know, one of the other things that happens is when he loses, he doesn't really want to show up.
Don't want to talk about it.
No, he's not in it. And then you get into an argument with him and he doesn't want to give. You can show him the numbers, you can show him everything, but because he thinks it should be one way or the other, he's not going to concede.
Uncle Rob, Uncle Jack, all the people he talking to, y'all know how eBay is.
Yeah, you guys have to know.
Y'all gotta know how he is, bro.
But I do love the fact, I don't know what it is about my man sitting next to me. When Mater beats eBay, that's when it's all, when the crap hits the fan. I don't know what it is about Mater, but man, when he beats eBay, that just kills him. He won't even show up to work the next day. And I mean,
real job.
This is twice. This is twice
job,
now.
not the good job.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Damn.
So that just makes me laugh. Now last week we had some good stuff going on. We told you guys what we thought was going to happen, and you know, I was more than half right. I shouldn't say that. I was more than half wrong. Yeah, I lost most of them. Antonio here though, he got half of his right. And that being said, the game that we have between the two of us now has gotten extremely close.
It's dicey.
And today we've talked about our picks. And so our picks are really going to come down to one game this week to see who takes the lead and possibly wins the whole thing. So this week is going to determine a lot in our little match because, man, he slipped right on up there. I had a big lead and he's just chipped away. And now I look at it and I'm like, holy crap, he's 50 points out. You know, that's nothing in our system.
No.
Now eBay, of course, is like 1,600 points behind. So, you know, as one of those ones that, you know, he keeps wanting to catch up and keeps making rules to try to catch up, and his own rules cause him to fall further behind.
Damn, eBay. Gotta be here to defend yourself, bro.
Yeah. But this week, we're in the championship, and so we're going to triple the points this week.
Okay.
You know, you got only 2 games. These are going to be exciting games, though.
Definitely going to be.
You know, last week, we made our picks, and we told you what we thought would happen. We both took Kansas City. We knew Kansas City, and of course, that's not saying much. They were 8.5-point favorites. But this man here, you know, took Kansas City. He said Jacksonville was a good team, and they were almost good enough to beat Kansas City, but they couldn't pull it off, and he was right. So they didn't cover the spread. But for me, I was a little perturbed because it was a 10-point lead, and they got down there and kicked a field goal.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, why on earth kick a field goal? Now, obviously, kick a field goal, get the onside kick, and hope to get it, but killed me though. It was one of those backdoor cover crap that got me. I'm like, go for the touchdown. Come on, go for the touchdown. You know, I didn't want him to get the touchdown,
right.
but I want him to go for the touchdown, you know. So that game came out, and then last week, I told everybody, San Francisco and the Cowboys. You got a third-string quarterback playing Dak Prescott.
Wow.
Both have great defenses. 2 of the best defenses, and to me, the 2 best defenses in the NFL. So, I told you last week that the quarterback that made the least mistakes would win the game, and in my mind, that had to be the third-string quarterback that would make the mistakes.
The rookie.
And that Dak would be the one, logically, that would make less mistakes.
The veteran. Everybody thought like we thought.
Yeah, but then there it went. Dak Prescott throws 2 interceptions right off the bat. gets them in the hole, and it's just hard to climb out of a hole when you're playing that 49ers defense, you know. So, sure enough, the Cowboys lost. Cost me a lot of points. Good job, Dak. I appreciate that, man. You know, Rodgers did us in all year long, and I got a chip on my shoulder for him. And now, I got a chip on my shoulder for you, Dak. I mean, I wanted you to win, man. I've been trying. You know, I try to defend you with all these people that talk about that you choke under pressure.
Hey, man, it's all kind of memes on social media. That loss, bro.
And then you go and choke. You know, I believed in you, man. I believed in you.
So did I.
So now we got it. San Francisco is playing Philadelphia, and Cincinnati is playing Kansas City. So we'll start our picks with Cincinnati and Kansas City. It started out, Kansas City was the favorite. And then all the money came pouring in on Cincinnati, so they made Cincinnati the favorite by 2. And so money started pouring in softly on Kansas City. And so now it is a pick 'em. So neither team is favored in this game.
It means just pick whoever you like. No points involved.
Exactly. So what are you going to do on this, Mater?
Kansas City, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give me Kansas City. I'm pretty sure you probably take that too.
Exactly. And for me, my whole thing is, it starts out Kansas City, and all this money's pouring in on Cincinnati. And even at some point, they even become the favorite going into Kansas City. Now, here's my thing. I look at these, and all the time I'm telling people, watch the money, watch the money, watch the money. Even a team that's not as good as another team, if the money's the right way, the NFL is going to let the worst team win.
Conspiracy theories.
But in this game, to me, I believe that the better team is the team that's not getting the money. And that the worst team is getting all the money. Because I think playing in Kansas City gives Kansas City the edge in this game. And for that reason, I'm taking Kansas City. And that's one that I would almost say lock that sucker in, because Kansas City's going to the Super Bowl. They're the better team. The money's going the other way. Lock in Kansas City. They're in there. And as far as I'm concerned, it's like in my mind, Kansas City's there. So the other pick, I'm not super confident on. The pick, I don't even like my pick, but I'm going to make my pick. And then Mater over here, I'm sure is going to pick the other way.
I have to be the...
And it hurts me to do this because I'm not really all that confident, and this man is going to take over and take the money. You know? And at this point, it's all got up there pretty high. You know, so this is a big game for us. Definitely a big game for us. And you got San Francisco, a 2-point underdog to Philadelphia. At Philadelphia, only 60-some% of the money's going to Philadelphia. So, yeah. It's closer to 70.
On the spread?
Yeah. On the spread and at the straight up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's why I'll go ahead and say it.
San Francisco.
That's why I'm taking San Francisco.
+2.5.
And the reason why I say this is just because I believe, and I'm going to take the 2 points, because it's only just a little bit more if you were bet on San Francisco, for your $100, you would get 222 back. So you get 122, whereas if you take the 2 points, you get 100. So I'm just losing 22
points.
Yeah, for us, 22 points. So I'm going to go ahead and take San Francisco plus the 2. I'm fairly sure San Francisco wins this game because the money's going the other way. And I think this is another that I think is pretty close to a pick'em. And I want to say what I said last week and tell you that the better quarterback that deals, because Philly has a great defense too. Philly has a wonderful defense, and especially when it comes to the pass. But last week, this little third string Purdy feller, he did just fine against that Dallas defense.
Hey, man, that surprised me, Paul.
It did.
I thought Dallas was going to come in there and make that rookie look like a rookie. That kid come out, completed every pass without no pressure. Hey, man, the The guy making a name for himself. Y'all remember that name, Brock Purdy, man. And all this is for a reason.
He's going to be playing somewhere next year,
Yeah,
for sure.
For a long time.
Yeah.
He keep playing like that.
And maybe San Francisco, because those players are behind him, you know?
Right.
And we all know Garoppolo's history, you know? And they have him, they're going to have Garoppolo listed as doubtful for the game. But I was like, if they put Garoppolo in there, I'm going to be so upset because I took San Francisco. Because if Garoppolo goes in, I'm more afraid because that man has a history of choking. And I didn't believe in that history of choking until last week, and Dak did it to me again. And so I put faith in Dak, and he let me down, and he looked like the rookie. Whereas the rookie looked like he'd been there all of his life.
Like the veteran, man.
Yeah, so I'm taking San Francisco. I don't like it, but I'm taking San Francisco +2.
Now, to me, and my theory of why I'm taking Philly and why I took Kansas City is because on this paper right here, on these two guys, it's history in the making, bro. We've never had two African-American quarterbacks in a Super Bowl. And if we know if that happens, we know one of them automatically got to win. So that'll be, the second time in history that an African-American has won the Super Bowl?
Mahomes has one.
Third time.
And then Doug Williams, but he wasn't actually the starter.
Right.
Yeah,
but he got the good credentials for it. He got So that'll be the third time in history. But the first time in history we have two African American black quarterbacks, bro. And I'm thinking that's my little conspiracy that the NFL wants to put out there behind all the Jerry Jones hoopla and this and this and this. I mean, I was thinking Dallas, but when that came up, it fizzled. And Jerry couldn't win a Super Bowl and have that Astros and all that conversation about all the, the racism situation. But with all that being said, I want Philly -2, and that'll make me and Paul have to be a clear-cut winner in our little competition that we have going on.
Exactly. That's gonna be a great game, and I like Philly, and I like Hurts. I like him as a quarterback, and the one thing you got to give to Philly, and the thing that's gonna help them in that San Francisco defense is, unlike Dak, I think Hurts is a much better double threat. I mean, he can take off running.
Oh yeah.
He has weapons out there, but if he needs to, he can take off running.
Pick the over on Jalen Hurts rushing yards. Pick the over, whatever it is, because everybody knows San Francisco defense is real. This guy will run for at least 75 yards in this game.
And I think
that's the only way they have a chance to beat him.
Yeah, and I think we both agree too. If you're going to take something, take the over in the Kansas City Cincy game too.
Oh yeah, that's a no.
We've talked about this throughout the podcast that the NFL wants their star quarterbacks to make appearances, and they're trying to make these stars look really good because you got the decline now of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. You got to have these next generation of great quarterbacks.
And they have a lot of them.
Oh yeah, and they want these two to look good. So look for Kansas City and Cincinnati to start scoring back and forth all game. And once again, it'll come down, more because the NFL is the one over it. It always comes down to the last drive.
That's what it'll be.
Exactly. So it's going to come down to that last drive and who goes down and either scores or who goes down and throws a pick or something. So
sorry to all my 49ers fans who I've been praising about going to the Super Bowl and winning, but I came up with a different theory in mid stream, man. So sorry, you guys, bro. I love y'all, San Francisco fans, but not this year, not with Purdy, bro.
And I gotta say, I took my Kansas City pick a long time ago. We talked about it. Long time when we first started this thing, Buffalo played Kansas City, and I told all you guys that whoever won that game, or whoever lost the game between Kansas City and Buffalo, the loser
will go to the Super Bowl.
Would go to the Super Bowl. And I think it's going to prove true that Kansas City. However, I thought it would be Kansas City playing Buffalo. They beat them last year. And then this year, I think this is just the second time they could possibly play.
So this is the third game.
Yeah.
So they beat them 2 in a row.
Yeah, so
knocked them out last year, beat them this year, and now they playing again. Ain't that set up for some good drama, man?
yeah.
Come on, man.
They
And I
got
would-
it this time.
I always say the NFL likes to set it up that way
They
for the
good.
bets.
They good.
They want you to see Kansas City and Cincinnati play early in the season, and then watch Cincinnati win, and then later in the season, who you gonna bet on? You know, then you want to bet on Cincinnati, and then Kansas City wins. And this has happened in the playoffs. I mean, I've watched football a long time, and this is a big thing that happens all the time. I'll never forget Detroit played Green Bay one time at the end of the season. Detroit at Green Bay, the winner got to have home field advantage, and I believe it was Detroit that won that game. And then they went to Detroit from Green Bay,
And smack.
and then Green Bay beat Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, but if you were a betting person, you absolutely, hey, not only did Detroit win, they won in Green Bay, they won the right to home field advantage, and so of course they're going to win. But they didn't.
Not so fast, man.
Exactly. So it's just funny how that kind of stuff works, and it usually works out that if you beat a team in the regular season, you don't beat them in the playoffs. I mean, there are exceptions to the rules. I remember the Titans beat Jacksonville 3 times in a year. And by the way, that Jacksonville team went 14-3. The only 3 losses they got,
All to the Titans.
all to the Titans.
Yes, get the heck out of here.
Yeah. So, well, that's going to be the end of our show this week. We love you guys. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoyed the season. We'll come back to you on Super Bowl week and let you know what we think about that particular game and who we're going to pick. And, you know, up to that point, we'll have some discussions about the Super Bowl and what we think's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
And next week, we'll talk about this one and talk about what all's happened in our little games and the things that we got going on.
We'll let you know who hit the little jackpot.
Yeah, and let you know, we'll let you know whatever happened to old eBay, you know.
One thing about it, no matter who win between the two of us, you won't see no sore losers, bro.
Oh, no.
You won't see.
You gonna show up for the work?
Yeah.
We'll still come to work.
I'm going to have to show
And
up.
still do our podcast.
I'm going to have to show up to work because I got to pay my bill if I lose.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, we love you guys, man. See you guys next week. You ever need a refreshing drink to get you in the mood for football? Jack, if you don't drink some Jack Daniels, number 7. It's refreshing. Let me take a sip. Good.
Alabama.